As I've often said here on Radio PCRL, they should come from the east.
Birmingham's airwaves hum with a variety of sounds. Hear the choice of up to 10 stations to ease the tedium of the morning rush hour. The commercial stations, supervised by the IBA, dependent on advertising for their survival. Others, like Radio WM, backed by the resources of the BBC.
45 RPM.
The brief here to stay in touch with the community.
Right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
But with a potential audience of millions, all wanting their say in programming, there's a danger of attempting to be all things to all people.
We do have an advisory council who are drawn from a cross-section, both geographically and socio-economic, from the area, and we have regular meetings and they tell us. But we get a lot of letters, we meet a lot of people. We always tell our producers to get out and about and to meet people, and they do. And I wouldn't pretend it's easy, but at the end of the day, I don't think we're wildly out of touch with the community.
There are only 24 hours in any broadcasting day, and we do have to provide a service which is acceptable and satisfying to as many people as possible. So, yes, I think that there possibly is an argument that with an increased number of radio stations, with the possibility of more community radio stations, some of those very specific needs of certain sections of the community could possibly be better satisfied than they are just at the moment.
White House. And the Wolverhampton Council agrees. It's expressed support for community radio and has granted £950 to a group of would-be broadcasters for the development of a local radio project.
Obviously, Pete, we've already got the two commercial radio stations operating in the Wolverhampton area. How do you see community radio as being distinctly different from the operations that exist at the moment?
Yes, we've got two good music services. I think that's the way to sum it up, and they are very good at that business. What we would do is create a situation where the airwaves would have access for people, so that the people with the correct training and so on could take part in broadcasting to their own people in the town.
But the project is still a twinkle in the eye and will remain so unless tomorrow's Green Paper paves the way for legal community radio. Other broadcasters have not been as patient.
Produced by our very own.
The Gray family's radio is permanently tuned to pirate station PCRL.
As I say,
it's about time, really. The black community have got something like this, really going. It's really, it's about time we have something like this for ourselves, really.
And further proof of loyal support for black programming in the station shop. The revenue from the sale of promotional goods, much needed by a company that claims to have lost over £100,000 worth of equipment in the more than 80 raids by police and government officials.
Right, it's a new style. Let's go right over to John Murray.
But it's not only the station's illegality that concerns the authorities. They point to PCRL's venture into current affairs as highlighting the potential danger inherent in the dissemination of biased news by untrained presenters.
The topics for our news items this evening will be about the misuse of Bob Marley's estate, the music business taking AIDS test of musicians, a top football manager in a race storm jibe. And for our miscellaneous news, we'll have information on the British Nationality Act of 1981.
We do not intend to upset anyone. I myself, along with my other committee and the station, we always making sure that no one said anything over the year to upset any race or politically. Life is political. It's pointless to say that PCRL can't become political, but we won't be directing our political belief at any one party.
The commercial stations like BRMB have to justify their existence financially, and they're angered by the pirates who pay no performance fees or salaries.
If community radio begins in this country tomorrow, and they have to operate under the same sort of cost structure that we have to operate under, the fact that we have to pay so much money in rental to a regulatory authority, the sort of money that we have to pay to the copyright bodies for the freedom to play gramophone